What if I told you that the secrets to a really thriving community could be hiding right in your own garden? Today, we're going to dig into how the very same principles that help plants flourish can actually give us a blueprint for building stronger, more resilient human connections.
So think about it for a second. Have you ever been in a garden, or maybe just a park, and noticed that some plants just work better together? Like they just seem to thrive when they're neighbors. Maybe it's a vine climbing up a sturdy stalk, or flowers that look extra happy at the base of a vegetable plant.
Well, it turns out that's no accident at all. It's actually a core principle of how nature works. See, in the wild, plants don't just compete for resources, they collaborate. They form these amazing little supportive communities, creating a system that's so much stronger together than any one plant could ever be on its own. This whole idea, it's called companion planting. And what I love about this definition are those words, designing, observing, co-evolving. See, it's not some rigid step-by-step instruction manual. Nope. It's about being an active participant, paying really close attention to those relationships, and helping create this balanced, interconnected system where the whole garden just thrives.
And maybe the most brilliant and well-known example of this comes from the traditional wisdom of Indigenous cultures here on Turtle Island, a method called the Three Sisters. It is an absolutely genius design for a self-sustaining garden community. So here's where the magic really happens. Think of it like a team, right? The corn grows tall and strong, providing a natural trellis. The beans climb up the corn so they get sunlight, but they're not just taking. They're pulling nitrogen from the air and feeding it back into the soil for everyone. And then you've got the squash, acting like a guardian with its huge leaves, shading the ground to keep it moist and keep the weeds out. It is a perfect self-sustaining loop of mutual aid.
And that really brings us to the crucial point. This quote just nails it. Plants don't exist in isolation, and neither do we. Just like them, we humans are wired to thrive when we're part of a supportive, interconnected community. And that right there, that's our bridge from the garden to our own lives. Which leads us to this really powerful idea, social permaculture. We're literally taking those same ecological principles that make a garden like the Three Sisters work so well, and we're applying them to our own social ecosystems, our friendships, our work teams, our neighborhoods, you name it. At its core, social permaculture is really a framework, a toolkit even. It's all about looking at the elegant patterns we see in nature, collaboration, sharing resources, mutual support, and using them as a guide to help us humans work together and communicate way more effectively. And just look at how neatly these ideas line up. In the garden, you've got pest management. In our communities, that's conflict resolution. Boosting the health of the soil? Well, that's our version of mutual aid and sharing resources. And just like biodiversity makes an ecosystem tough, valuing a whole bunch of different perspectives makes a human community so much more innovative and resilient. It's a one-to-one match. And this isn't just some nice theory, okay? This is a super practical toolkit. Social permaculture gives us actual skills for the real-world headaches of working together, like how to run a meeting that doesn't suck the life out of you, how to make fair decisions as a group, and how to turn conflicts into something constructive. It's all about building groups that actually get stuff done and are built to last. Okay, that all sounds great as a concept, but is anyone actually doing this? Where can we see these principles out there, making a real difference on the ground? Oh yeah, big time. It's happening all over the place. We see it in the Transition Towns movement, which is all about getting neighborhoods ready for a changing world. We see it in community gardens, which, let's be honest, are just as much about growing connections as they are about growing vegetables, and the big pushes for local food systems and the designs for eco-villages. These are all powerful, real-world examples of people using these ideas to consciously design better communities. All of this brings up a really, really important question. As we're facing all these huge global challenges, from shaky supply chains to climate instability, what is actually the most realistic, most effective way for us to stay safe and well? And this quote right here, it just completely flips the script on what we think survival is. We're always sold this image of the lone wolf, right? The guy with a bunker full of canned beans. But what if that's just a dangerous fantasy? This suggests that real security, the kind that actually works, isn't about isolation at all. It's about systemic trust. It's about actually knowing your neighbors, sharing what you have, and building relationships you can truly count on. So here's the bottom line. True security, real safety, it's not found behind walls or in isolation. It's found in the strength of our connections, in our ability to rely on each other.
It's found in interdependence. That is the ultimate survival technology.
And the one word for all of this is resilience. That's the goal. It doesn't matter if we're talking about a forest weathering a storm or a community facing a crisis. Resilience is that ability to not just take a hit, but to adapt, to change, and to bounce back, maybe even stronger than you were before. So as we start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with this idea, this metaphor. Just think of your own community as an ecosystem. Every relationship you build is like a root, anchoring you and pulling in nourishment. And every single positive action you take, that's a seed. It's got the potential to grow into something that strengthens the entire system. Which really leaves us with one final, pretty essential question. It's not just about what's growing around you, it's about what you choose to cultivate yourself. In your community, in your friendships, in your own life, what will you help grow?